Hi, my name's Elizabeth, and on November 26, 2018, I weighed in at 364.8 pounds. It is January of 2020. I have beat my food addiction and got down to 50 pounds lost. This is just a little bit about that and a little bit about my story. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is like our first formal video of 2020. I almost said 2019. It's crazy, and I'm not going to be that person that just dwells on the time. And this was actually inspired by Amberlynn Reed, which I know in the weight loss community and just YouTube in general, that's a whole nother controversy I don't want to get into as well, but like, she is very disliked, and it's not because she's fat, it's just because she has continuously gained over the years and seemed to have played around with her health. I'm kind of newer to her channel. I think I've only been watching her for like maybe 6 months. You know, I haven't seen all this craziness go down over the years, but she did recently upload a video. It was titled For Her Highest Weight, and she said 127 reasons she wants to lose weight. That's because she wants to lose 127 pounds this year. So for me, I want to lose 75 pounds in 2020. I thought, okay, I can do 75 reasons I want to lose weight. I thought that was a great like tag or something. Like I don't know if people have made them before. I'm sure they have. I just feel like that was actually a pretty good video idea. That video will be coming. This is not what that is. This one's more of the reasons I'm glad I lost weight. So I'm really excited about this. And listen, if you are on a weight loss journey, if you've lost weight, or if you're wanting to lose weight, I encourage you to make a video. Oh, my mom's calling me. Hold on. I am recording a YouTube video. Do you want to be on the video?
No, did you see what I just sent you?
No, hold on.
Hello?
I'm looking at it. Hold on. Okay, moving on. I mean, just come up with your top reasons why you want to get healthy and why you want to take back your health. And if you have lost weight, I mean, give me your reasons why you're happy that you lost weight, or like the good, positive outcomes of losing weight. And you know, let me know in the comments below. Send the video to me somehow. I have my socials linked below. I would love to watch it. Let me take a sip of my tea in this cute cup. Stay positive. Isn't that so cute? My sister got me this for Christmas, and it is so freaking adorable, especially because I'm a fur mama. So at my highest weight, I was only 21 years old, I believe, and I had extreme joint pain. I was never diagnosed with like arthritis or anything like that, but it was just all the pressure on my bones. I mean, my joint pain was astronomical. There was days where it hurt so bad to roll out of bed. I had to be very slow and very careful getting out of the bed because it was so painful. Like my joints were locked up. When I would go up and down the stairs, I had to like literally like baby step. It was one of the most painful things I had ever went through. And I guess as soon as I started losing weight, that kind of went away. And for a while, I kind of forgot about how rough it was back then, but it was. And I no longer deal with that. So number 2 overall is my food addiction. In 2019, I definitely beat my food addiction. Whether or not I still have a lot of weight to lose is not the point. I used to let food completely control me. I do have a video solely about my food addiction, and I will have it linked below and also in the cards somewhere up here. But I definitely battled with food addiction. I was constantly thinking about food. I was constantly thinking about my next meal. I mean, I would always plan my life around food. I mean, I'm talking about, it was very, very constant thought in the back of my mind, or the forefront of my mind, really. I'm just really happy to have beat my food addiction finally. Another thing is just general like walking around. Besides the whole joint pain, it was just very difficult for me to like walk around, you know, whether it was an amusement park or Walmart, for instance. It was very difficult, and I would be very tired and out of breath. I mean, within just a few minutes, like even walking from the car to the Walmart front door. You know, we went on a company trip with my husband's job last October, I believe. We did a lot of walking, not that much, but we did a decent amount of walking, and I was so hot and so exhausted and worn out. I mean, I just was pretty much miserable, and I try to enjoy myself as much as possible, but it was a very miserable overall experience, and that was because of my weight. And I just don't think that that's okay. This year we went on another company trip. We go on these every year, and we went to Disney World, and I can't even lie, my feet hurt so bad just because, I mean, that's a lot of walking. We walked over 20 miles that weekend, but I will say my body, like, I was able to handle it. Like, there was no aspect of me, and I'm still a big girl, but I guess just the way I'm feeling my body and things now, I was actually perfectly okay with the physical exercise. It's just like my feet really hurt, but everyone's feet was hurting. My husband's feet was hurting, and that was just like a lot of walking. So the next thing, when I was going clothes shopping at my highest weight, it was one of the most stressful and honestly just like depressing feelings ever. Even going to a plus size store and things not fitting, or you know, looking in the mirror and just, I mean, nothing seemed to look right. And overall, not only about how the clothes fit and things like that, but the process of trying on clothes in a dressing room when you're that big is just exhausting. Like the amount of taking on and putting off was like a lot of work for me, and I don't miss that at all. Okay, this one is a little TMI, so if any of my family or maybe even my close friends are watching, you might want to like skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, but this is a real thing and I want to be real with you guys. So intimacy at 364 pounds, it definitely was possible. Like, it happened. I mean, to be honest, we actually, I feel like, had more sex then, and I don't think it has nothing to do with my weight or anything. It just timing, or I guess we were very intimate when I was that big, but it was very uncomfortable, and I just like bared through it because like I love my husband and like I like having sex. I mean, it just is a part of being a married couple, right? So, but it was extremely uncomfortable. My stomach would like, I could barely breathe. Like my stomach was just in the way. It was, and I was actually embarrassed, but you know, I just kind of pushed through it, and my husband never made me feel bad about it. Thank goodness. That's the one thing I will say about my husband is he has never made me feel bad about my weight. He has never made me feel any type of way about the way I look, I mean, ever. And you know, some men out there are like that and will degrade you for gaining weight or being a certain size. I'll say the more weight you lose, it is so much more comfortable and during those intimate times, I promise you. Okay, this is a good one. So restaurants, let's talk about it. My highest weight, it was damn near impossible to get into a booth. I mean, I could squeeze myself in there, but it was embarrassing. It was extremely uncomfortable. And sometimes you really have no choice if it's like one of them circle booths and like everyone has to sit in. So a lot of times I would try to be on the outside if I could, so I had like a little more room, but like my stomach would basically be hanging over, and that was embarrassing and just not fun. I will say now, there are some booths that are still kind of like snug, but not like where my stomach's hanging over. Also, just chairs in general, to be honest. There was a point, you know, chairs with arms in them, like I knew I couldn't fit in them, like straight up. I just knew I wouldn't even try to fit in a chair with arms, just because like I was like, nope, not gonna fit in it. And most of the time I wouldn't. There was actually a time, this is really embarrassing, but I broke a chair. I sure did. It wasn't a normal chair. It was like honestly, it was kind of like a flimsy pool chair. Doesn't matter. I broke a chair. Now I can fit into pretty much any chair that has like two arms. I don't think I have had an issue in the last few months of finding a chair that I don't fit in. So at my highest weight, it was really, really hard to put my shoes on, especially if it was boots or something I couldn't just slip my foot in. It was really, really difficult, and I would have to have my husband help me put boots on, and sometimes even my shoes. I couldn't tie my shoes properly. And that's the thing about like gaining that type of weight and being that size. And I don't want to say only 364 pounds, but there are people that weigh 400, 500, 600, you know, plus pounds. And it is one of the most rough moments, like when you get to the point where you can't tie your shoe, or it hurts to tie your shoe, like to bend because your stomach gets in the way, and to have to bend over and tie your shoe is like an actual workout. It's very sad. It's a very sad moment, like when you get to that point. And those are those types of things that just push me to lose weight even more, because I was so tired of like not being able to put my own boots on. Obviously now I have no issue putting my shoes on. Okay, so this is something really cool that I feel like has happened with both of my weight losses. So the first time I lost weight, I was really, really picky before I had lost weight. I was just the most pickiest person ever. I wouldn't drink any kind of diet drinks, barely ate any vegetables. I just was very picky. And something about losing weight, I'm sure there's like some kind of scientific evidence behind it. I'm sure you could find articles about it. I have not researched it. This is just my own personal experience. I feel like something happens to your taste buds, because I just started to like more things. I think it's a combination of like kind of being not forced to eat better things or like try different things, but like you kind of want to, if if you're eating healthy and you're trying to lose weight, like you want to enjoy different foods because it can get kind of bland if you're very picky. So in high school, after losing that weight, I started liking so many more different types of foods. And then even this time, I like so much more than I did even prior. This is a good one. So right before I started losing weight at my highest, my seatbelt barely buckled, legit, in the car. That was scary for me because I was like, I don't want to ever get to the point where I need a seatbelt extender. Like that, I never want to get to that point. I mean, I'm talking about the seatbelt barely buckled. It was so hard. I could barely even find the buckle because like my stomach and everything was just like taking up all the room in the car. And also my legs, with the steering wheel as high as it could go, my thighs were like really pressing up on it, which I'm sure is dangerous, and my stomach was in the way, and it was just honestly really uncomfortable driving. And also being in the passenger seat, it was still really uncomfortable just sitting in the car. Next thing is airplanes. So in July, I rode on an airplane for the first time being this size, also by myself, as an adult. I was so scared that I wouldn't fit in the seat at all, and I knew I was probably going to need a seatbelt extender no matter what, but I was really nervous that I wouldn't fit in the seat. Thankfully, I literally fit just perfect, but knowing that, I knew at my highest weight, like I had no intentions of flying anyway, like I had no idea I was going to be flying on a plane. But at my highest weight, I knew I would never be able to go on a plane that size, like period. I knew it wasn't possible. I knew I would not be able to go on roller coasters anymore. I didn't have a problem like asking for a seatbelt extender because I knew I would need it. I was much more comfortable fitting in the seat. So this is also kind of a TMI one, but just more TMI for men. Like if you're a man and you might want to pass this, that's cool. But menstrual cycles. Okay, let's talk about it. So during my weight gain, my massive weight gain, I was on birth control, so I really didn't get periods like that. If I did, they were not normal or regular, and they were very light and pretty much non-existent. So coming off birth control, when I started losing weight, I was off birth control for 8 months. My cycles were really crazy. The birth control, I personally feel like didn't get out of my system until like 3 months ago, which is a really long time, because I had my surgery to get my ID removed in March of 2018. And I feel like it just kind of, the hormones finally left my system in like October-ish, September. I did take CBD oil, and that has tremendously helped my cycles regulate these last couple months. But I also think that's in conjunction with like losing all the weight that I have and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. I think that kind of all goes together, and my cycles are finally normal. It took forever being off birth control, but finally around like, you know, September-ish, these last couple months, my cycles have been normal every single month, which is a godsend because if you know, let's go on to the next one. I'm trying to conceive, and I have been since I got my IUD removed in March of 2018, and it's been almost 2 years. And that I've made videos about this, and I don't want to talk about this too long because, you know, it's just an emotional topic. But, you know, I knew at my highest weight, even though I was trying for 8 months before I started losing weight, I mean, I knew in the depths of my soul, like, I could not get pregnant at that size. I knew it would not be healthy. I knew I would be extremely high risk. I mean, think about this. If I can barely tie my shoe, what business do I have getting pregnant? And I am still large now, but if I got pregnant now, I would feel very confident, and I feel like I would be totally fine, and I feel like my health's in good standing, and I'm constantly working on bettering it. So I that's one of my biggest drives to keep losing weight, and we'll talk about that more in the next video. But yeah, I knew being that size, it was going to be dang near impossible to conceive, whether I had fertility issues or not. Like, no one should really get pregnant at like 360 something pounds, straight up. The next thing is, I mean, doing simple everyday things. Like for instance, you know, we already talked about tying the shoes, but when we would go grocery shopping, I mean, my husband would pretty much have to always bring in all the groceries, and that was predominantly because it was too much for me to be going in and out, taking all the groceries and things like that. Now he still brings in most of them, but that has nothing to do with like me not being able to. He likes to do it. He likes feeling manly doing it, and then I put all of them away. But I do help. Like I don't struggle. There's last time we went grocery shopping, I grabbed a ton of bags, and it just wasn't an issue. And that makes me really happy that I can actually like help him with those kind of things. And even when it came to us moving, I won't even lie, that was still a little difficult. And that's just because I'm weak anyway. I'm just a weak person. I do want to work on my strength, because even if you lose weight doesn't mean you're strong by nature. Like, you know what I mean? But I know I helped him more than I could at 360 pounds. There was no way I could have helped him move the way I did this time if I was at my highest weight. So the next one, I would say part of it is psychological, but I know this is a real thing. I've lived in this one body, but I've also lived in so many different bodies, if that makes sense. Like, you know, not like different people, but like my body has morphed and changed so much throughout the years, and I've been different sizes, and I've looked so different. And so I just feel like I've lived life and different experiences that way. So this one is, you know, people staring and you feeling very uncomfortable, not only because you're in pain at the store or shopping, wherever you are. You know, you are a little more self-conscious because of how large you are. You're tired, you're out of breath, those things. But you definitely can feel people look at you more when you're morbidly obese, period. That's not a good feeling. Now, I really don't get self-conscious, rarely ever, and I feel very, very confident going to the store. A lot of times I feel like the hottest one there, like that's how my confidence level is. Except for recently I've been dealing with some acne, which is like kind of making me feel a little self-conscious when I have no makeup on. But I mean, I'm a very, very confident person, and that's what weight loss will help you with. I mean, I can't guarantee it. At least just in my experience, like losing weight has definitely boosted my confidence to a whole nother level. But not only that, just like beating my addiction and finding myself, there's a lot of growth that can go into losing weight. And this is something I want to advocate for you. And I think I might stop here. I know there's like so many other things I could sit here and talk about, like the positives and the things that are different in losing weight. And maybe I'll make a part 2 to this. If you want that, let me know below. But I was saying this on a Facebook Live today that I did when I was doing my makeup. I told people, if you do not enjoy the experience of getting your health back and losing the weight, if you start to resent it, if you hate it, if you sit there and, you know, when you wake up and you're like, oh, I have to eat, you know, this healthy breakfast, or I have to go to the gym, and like you start to connect a negative connotation with the act of losing weight or the act of doing things that are good for you to get healthy, you probably won't sustain that weight loss, number one. And then number two, you're going to resent the whole process. It's going to make you want to go back to your old ways. It's just not going to be a good experience. And that's what I've loved about this so much. Whether or not I could have lost 100 or 200 pounds in the last year, I probably could have. This is something so magically different in the fact that I learned how to live a healthy lifestyle. I learned how to manage my weight. It's just been an amazing experience. And whether or not I could have lost 100, 200, however much pounds in the last year, I would not trade it for the world, because I love who I have become. I love who I am becoming. I love the process. I love this process of losing weight. Like, I am in love with it. And it might take you a while to get there. I mean, it took me years. It took me gaining 160 pounds to finally get to the point where I was like, okay, something's got to change, and it has to be long term. I don't want that for you. I wouldn't want you to have to gain 160 pounds for that to happen. I'm just saying, everyone is at a different pace. Everyone's on a different journey, and I love mine, and I want you guys to love yours too. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel like this is the end for you. When I was at my highest weight, I almost thought, like, this is it. Like, I'm gonna be morbidly obese. I'll be 400 pounds. I never thought I would get that size, and I almost did. So just I'm trying not to cry, because it is an emotional thing for me. But this time it's different, because I've really, really worked on loving myself no matter what is ahead. No matter what is going on, I have learned to love who I am. Not just love my body, but just love me. And I don't base my worth on my body, but I do love it. And it's been awesome. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up before I like cry and keep blabbing, because you guys know I can do that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do want a part 2, and I can think of plenty more reasons, you know, the differences in my weight loss, and I'll continue to do these as I lose more weight, probably maybe when I hit 100 pounds lost, because I can't wait for that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can, you know, stay tuned for more videos. If you want to hit the bell icon, you'll actually get notified for future videos. And I'm really excited for 2020, guys. You know, it's going to be an amazing year. So I love you all so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. When I was at my highest weight, I dealt